Hello, this is Skill and Kelso with the Grim Reapers. We're here today to provide a hardware review on the Winwing twin sock F-15E Strike Eagle and F-15EX Eagle 2 metal grips. For those new to these controls, we'll run their commercial ad first, followed by an unboxing, then a view of buttons, switches, and SimApp Pro functionality, followed by current pricing as of August 6, 2023, and finally our individual comments about the controls. Let's get started.
Okay, I'll go through a quick unboxing and first look. I'll start with the F-15EX box, and as usual, for Winwing, everything is well packed and protected in foam. I initially thought there might be something exciting in this little box, but in this one at least, it was empty. Starting with the right hand grip, first impressions once I got it out of the packaging were it was the usual high quality, all metal body that I've become used to with the Winwing gear. It feels solid, and has a very nice painted finish which feels like it's got a very light texture to it. There are a lot of buttons and switches, which I'll cover later, but they all feel very good quality. The left hand grip has the same all metal body with the same nice textured paint finish. Again, the buttons and switches feel very nice, and checking the little pinky switch doesn't feel flimsy at all. Next, the F-15E grips. The right hand grip is a replica of the actual F-15E grip, so it has significantly less buttons and switches to the EX grip. To me, this looks a lot cleaner and less busy, and I like it. The left hand grip on the F-15E is exactly the same as the one with the EX. So, overall, great first impressions for the F-15E and EX sets. I like them both. Let's have a look at the buttons, switches and functionality on both the F-15E and EX sets. We'll start with the F-15E. 2 3-way spring return switches, 2 3-way toggle switches, 1 4-way hat switch with push, one X and Y axis or a 4-way hat or both with push, two momentary push buttons, one 4-way hat with push, one axis with centre detent, one 3-way spring return switch. Looking at the functions in SimApp Pro, here you can see I have the F-15E grips attached to the Orion 2 throttle base. As I go through all the buttons and switches on the handles, you can see the corresponding controls activate in the program. It is important to note that as per the information from Winwing, only the Orion 2 base will provide full functionality for the left hand grip on either the F-15E or EX sets. As you can see, all of the button pushes and switch activations on the left grip are recognised in SimApp Pro when using the Orion 2 base. You can see that both grips have sliders to control the vibration or rumble function intensity. And both grips are listed up at the top with their serial and firmware numbers. Now the F-15EX grips. One 3-way spring return switch, three 4-way hats with push, one momentary push button, one 3-way toggle switch, one 5-position rotary with spring return and push, one 4-way hat with push, one X and Y axis or 4-way hat or both with push, one axis or 3-position rotary, which is spring return, two momentary push buttons, one 4-way hat with push, one axis with centre detent, one 3-way spring return switch. Here in SimApp Pro, I'll demonstrate all of the buttons and switches functions. I have the F-15EX grips connected to my Super Torus base. As you can see, all of the buttons and switches on the right hand grip have full functionality. However, when I go to the buttons and switches on the left hand grip, you'll see that there are a few things that simply do not work due to the limitations of the hardware in the Super Torus and the original Orion 1 bases. The first thing you'll notice is there is no slider to control the vibration in the left hand grip, as it is not supported. The two momentary buttons and the 4-way hat also do not work, although the push button function of the 4-way hat does work and is recognised. The axis control and the 3-way pinky switch also work correctly. You can see here that the vibration function and slider control for the right hand grip work. However, as I said, this is not supported on the left hand grip. If you look up at the top at the hardware list, you'll notice that the left hand grip has no serial number or firmware number shown. Again, this is due to the limitations of the hardware within the older Orion 1 and Super Torus bases.
Here is the pricing as of August 6, 2023 for the throttle handles. If you already have a Winwing Orion throttle base with a dual throttle connectors and finger lifts, your price is the top -2 line. If not, adding either will increase the price as noted. Adding a throttle base as a combo decreases the handle price in the second column. Adding a full HOTAS with the handle decreases the handle price to the third column. Skill, you had a few more days to fly the handles than I did. What are your thoughts?
I have been using the F-15E and EX grips now for a couple of weeks, so I'm able to give you my opinions on them. As you'd expect, both the F-15E and EX grips from Winwing are of a very high quality and feel great to use. As much as I like the clean and less busy look of the right hand grip of the F-15E set, unless you are looking for an actual replica of the F-15E throttle, I would say the F-15EX grips, with their extra functionality, makes the most sense. It just gives you a lot more versatility and has more than enough buttons and switches for pretty much any aircraft you choose to fly. I must admit that I was initially a little disappointed with the reduced functionality of the left hand grip if you're using it with an older generation Orion 1 or Super Taurus base. But it actually ended up being much less of an issue than I thought it was going to be. Even with the reduced functionality, the main realistic, if you like, controls of the left hand grip still work. So, if you are using the F-15E set for an authentic F-15E simpit, you can still use it with the older generation bases without any real problems. If, like me, you use the F-15EX grip on one of the older bases, the extra buttons and switches on the right hand grip more than make up for any loss of buttons on the left hand grip. I'm so impressed with them that I am now using the F-15EX grips on my Super Taurus base as my daily driver, and I really like them. So I'm more than happy to recommend the grips as a worthwhile upgrade.
Thank you for your hard work, Skill. I have nothing to add, as you've said it all, and I agree with it all. Folks, we hope we've provided enough information on the handles. We encourage you to watch other reviews in case we've missed something. Thank you for watching.